This video shows us some of the resources that we can use when we're learning at home and we're maybe finding some of our work a little bit tricky. So I'm going to take you through some of the things that you can be accessing. So first of all, there's online resources for spelling and grammar. This is an online spelling and grammar checker that I found, and you copy and paste the text that you want to check into the white box, and it gives you things that you maybe need to look at. Also, if you're at home and you've got an Alexa or you've got your iPhone, you can ask Alexa or ask Siri to help with a spelling word as well. With maths, this website here, mathspot.com, has got all sorts of things on it, things that you're used to using in school. Things like if you're doing money work, there's coins there, double-sided counters, counting sticks, Dean's blocks, those are like thousands, hundreds, tens and units to help with calculations. There's also things like the fraction wall, 100 square, number frames, and the rec and rec that boys and girls are used to using in their classrooms. Also, there's things like just wee prompts, like to remind the boys and girls what way round the B and the D goes, as that's a common thing that people can get mixed up with. The spelling patterns mat, it gives us some spelling patterns, some sounds, and different ways that words can be spelled with the same sound. So it can be just a wee prompt for boys and girls. Also in the virtual FAB box, we've got guided lines to practice handwriting skills, so we can see that we can be managing the sizes of our letters, etc. These are what we call post boxes, and they allow the boys and girls to kind of block out the rest of the text and only focus on one line at a time. And these are really, really helpful so that people don't lose their place in the line or jump from line to line. This one here, which is turned on its side, is a wee spelling prompt, just suggestions for what you can do when you find spelling hard, just to remind yourself of what you could be doing. Here we've got a common word mat, and it's sorted out alphabetically. So these are common words, probably about the first 200-300 common words which people might use. Again, sorted alphabetically so you can find them, and also the days of the week you can see here. It's a good idea to keep a wee notebook for yourself, your own personal dictionary for spelling words that you've found in the work that you've been doing. This is a VCOP and literacy prompt and reminders. So things like, so you've got your VCOP pyramids there, like vocabulary, connectives, openers, punctuation. Up here in the clouds, we've got some things just to remind us of having a capital letter at the start of every sentence, and for names and places, just some punctuation reminders. Down here we've got some common errors like there and there, was and where, your and your, and how these are used. So that's there for you as well to have a wee look at. Also in the FAB box, we've got various number lines. This is a 0 to 10 number line, and it shows the picture along with the number as well. We've got a 0 to 20 number line. So when boys and girls are doing their number bonds to 20, it gives them that little bit of support. This is a number line. These are all separate little strips, and they can make one big 0 to 100 number line, or you can put them together more as a kind of 100 square, or, well, looks more like a rectangle, but it means that you can use it either way. Or you can just go straight to the 100 square. This is a great tool for adding and subtracting 10 and seeing the patterns when you add 10 on to a number. You can cover up various numbers with counters so that boys and girls have to work out the missing numbers. And it also helps with calculations up to 100. We would be encouraging boys and girls to separate out tens and units. So let's say 26 add on 32. We would be encouraging boys and girls to know that if they're adding on units, they're going across the way. And if they're adding on tens, they would then be adding on down the way, so they'd be able to get to their answer. And also encouraging them to use the number square to find stations of the timetables and find patterns in there. It's a really handy tool. Also within the FAB box, we've got tens and units. Now these are laminated, so but they encourage boys and girls to use this for any calculations if they need to. Moving on to the times tables, this is a multiplication square. So for example, if the sum was 6 times 4, we would go to 6, we would go down to 4, and we'd see what number would appear there, which is 24. 9 times 7, we'd go along to 9, we'd go down to 7, and we would see that the number there is 63, so we know that 9 times 7 is 63. This is a negative number line, so moving on from the number lines up to 100, we would then be thinking about numbers that are less than 1, and the negative number line can help us with that. And that is our tour of our FAB box.